We definitely had this outfit the whole time, this whole session.
Yeah.
Your eyes deceive you.
Yeah. We were not the ideal man. What are you talking about? So what is that white part on the sleeve? The long white part.
I don't know. A towel or something?
Like, I thought towel, but then it's this. But then we have this.
I don't know. They probably designed it without, like, taking into account how it looks when you're actually playing the game. I don't know.
Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Usually it's like, they just have it, like, hanging on their arm.
Anyway, find the art of fishing from... Whose room is this? Linhart's! Linhart doesn't seem like the fisher type to me. Here's Petra.
He was interested in it for, like...
Dorothea.
Dorcoon.
No one cares yet.
Annette is a good character. We like Annette.
That's why we said not care yet. No one cares.
Inspirational! Oh, defense booster! You got a defense booster. Aren't you excited? Answer defense!
Oh.
Professor level is too low.
I'm too bad of a professor for it.
I haven't caught enough fish.
You're right, fishy time. That light in the pond, what could it be? Fishy time.
No, it's better to wait for a better fish shadow than a small fish shadow.
What makes you think? Are you really trying to tell me how to play the fishing minigame, Joel?
Yes, I am. The fishing minigame is one of the best ways to get good professor level. Actually. That was a bigger fish. The red is even better, though. I usually try to wait for a red one, but the bigger blue one is pretty good, too.
Also, I like the old school health bars.
What?
I like the old school health bars.
Indeed. Good old classic fire emblem.
So should we do a part of nothing but fishing again?
I don't know if we have enough bait for that. These just give you a bunch. Well, actually, I think they do give you pretty good professor experience, but pretty much just get money. These are good if you want money. They're worth a lot of money.
Money.
That was okay experience.
Oh,
Oh, I'm staring into the sea. You know,
it reminds me of my cold, dead heart.
One of the fishing events.
What?
Makes it so you catch like a bunch of fish all at once. That one, if you really want to get professor experience, you just save all your bait for that day and spend it all on that day. Because you actually get experience proportional.
I don't know why I'm exploring the monastery. We already talked to everyone.
You literally will get like quadruple, like triple, quadruple experience.
Hello, child.
If you fish on that day.
Hello, child. Don't you ignore me. Do you know who I am?
Don't look at him. Just don't look at him. He'll go away if you just don't look at him. What nut?
What the hell are you wearing?
Bernie, or Dorothea, or Hubie, or Ferdy.
Immortality stew.
Indeed.
Meat and fish are my area of expertise, though I still have not mastered seasoning. Overcooked meat is too bland. I prefer it to be bleeding.
Of course you do.
Me. That's why I chose the Red House. It wasn't just for Edelgard. It was for blood. The color of gods.
I can eat so much of this stuff. My stomach's growling just thinking about it.
I would be liking that greatly.
His stomach growling?
There's honestly one of the few lines where I'm just like, what is she saying?
The food.
It doesn't... the grammar just doesn't make any sense at
I would
all.
like this food a lot. It pleases me to eat this.
Like, that would make sense if you were like, hey, do you want this food? But she already has the food in front of her, so it doesn't make any sense. Edelgard and Ferdinand, I think, have a funny special conversation.
Of course they would.
I know why you sat us next to each other. You want to see who can eat more quickly.
Ferdinand, please stop making everything a competition against me.
Of course. Oh, no, no, no!
Alrighty.
Fast travel to the current location and then open up the map again. Classic. It's just... yeah, it's just not that door. Or that door, whatever.
Teacher.
Either one.
Teacher.
I am Professor,
Hello, Professor.
Sir!
May I speak with
Thank you.
you? You seem to hold
Also, how do we get in here?
That is my impression at least.
You must call me Professor. That is the only thing I am... Students must all call me Professor. There is no other there is no other option. Hey, Teach! Hi, Claude.
What I expected you to say? You clearly have high standards. And what is your opinion of me? I am at least her equal, am I not? Be honest. Do not hold back. Pretend that I am just a regular person, not the scion of a noble house.
I don't want to hurt your feelings, but...
I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I feel like I could train an ant to be better than you at this point.
You think she is better than me?
At this point in the game, yes. Absolutely. Oh, actually, no, just in general.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I have always
But I
prided
mean,
myself
she's
on
like
being superior to
top
Edelgard.
4 units in the
But
game.
evidently that is not your
Yeah.
perspective.
Ferdinand, yeah, sure, you're top 10,
I
but
suppose there is only one thing to do.
Edelgard, top
I
4.
must demonstrate my excellence.
She breaks the game. You just break the game a little bit. She breaks the game a lot.
Precisely. You cannot stop me. I will prove that you have drastically underestimated me.
I will learn the Swift Strikes combat art, and you won't realize how good it is because it's not actually that useful on normal mode where you can actually double things.
We will begin with battle. Edelgard's skills in combat are no match for mine.
Oh,
I
is
heard
this...
that just the
Oh,
other day,
yeah.
she defeated a demonic beast without assistance.
Oops. What's a demonic
Edelgard
beast?
can do, I can do better. And in
Well, they
her
probably
time,
know what they are.
Professor, you can be my eyewitness and
I'm
timekeeper.
pretty sure they don't.
Here we go. 2 at once.
Those right
Well,
there.
It will be fine.
What are those then?
They shouldn't be there. That first one that we encounter in a story mission is supposed to be the first one that we encounter.
Seems you have saved my life.
Yeah, what we encounter,
Thank you,
but they
Professor.
probably know of them. There's probably a lot of people that tried to do stupid things like that. Damn it!
Take some time before you can deepen this bond. Meanwhile,
You came at
rivals.
just the right time, Edelgard.
I just got done
Is that so?
getting my ass kicked by a demonic beast.
Yes, I have a story for you. It's about a pair of nobles living about 100 years after the founding of the Adrestian Empire.
And then they got transformed into demonic beasts, and they beat me up.
Von Eyre. My favorite name.
And the other
Was the emperor of the time. She wagered the throne in a duel against Derek and won. Why don't we do what our ancestors did and have a little duel ourselves? That's what you were going to say. But the answer is no.
You interrupted me! The warrior prime minister used a dramatic line to propose the duel, and you did not allow me to say it!
My apologies, Ferdinand.
Well,
I'm so
you were correct in
sorry.
surmising that I was about to challenge you. But you were rather blunt in your refusal.
Well,
Ferdinand, control yourself. When will you tire of challenging me in pointless competitions?
Never.
I can quit now if you insist on it. I will not challenge you again.
You expect me to believe that?
Why do you look so surprised? Of course it is not a valid duel unless both parties are willing. Now that you have refused outright, I must come up with some other way of getting that which I seek.
I have trading
I'm afraid to
cards.
ask what you could possibly mean by that.
Only that I will find some other way of showing everyone that I am superior to you. Huh. I will write a handbill listing your accomplishments, alongside my own more impressive accomplishments.
and definitely not miss any of her big accomplishments, or downplay any of the ones she does have.
Like my great hair.
This has to stop. Perhaps I should have ended things with a duel after all.
Oh, so you want a duel? Let's do it. Sundown tonight.
Throws herself off the cliff.
Alright, time for some more. Oh, Petra. Hi.
Caspar, do you want
The
to train
annoying
with each other?
part of Caspar.
Yeah, sure.
What?
You have had new training recently, and
I
great
don't know.
improvements.
Like,
I want
I don't
great
have a problem
improvement
with
too.
this being a
Will you
thing,
give me
but
help?
he does it with like
Okay.
4 different people
Pay more
in
attention
support
than I give you credit
conversation,
for.
at least 2.
I have been trying new training
The
methods.
same thing with
They're
Shamir. It
definitely
gets a little
paying off.
bit
My
old.
movements are much sharper lately, more precise.
I am knowing that. I want that too. You teach, I learn. We both get more strength.
Oh, teaching each other to be
I
better.
mean,
How dare these people at a school
No, more
help
so-
each
no.
other learn?
Petra?
No, more so the like, oh,
Yes, Caspar?
we were our parents were enemies, so we can't be friends.
Looks at Golden Deer.
Let's train.
I heard a question in your voice. Say it.
No, it's really nothing. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I will not be worrying. Can we begin the training?
Ah, fine. We can talk about it if you insist. You can stop pretending like you don't know.
What am I knowing?
About my father.
Your father?
Von Eyre?
He is of the military in the Empire.
No, not that one.
Great skills.
No, not that. Well, it's kind of about that. I'm talking about when Dagda and Bridget invaded the Empire. My father led the Empire's army that fended off the invaders. Your father was in that battle. Did you really not know? My father killed yours.
You... How long have you had this knowing?
I just found out recently. I had no idea before then. But it's all I've been able to think about since.
So, now you have the truth.
Petra? Damn it. What am I supposed to do now?
Well, you are right, where there's like 10,000 of those.
Hey, talk to Caspar now, and he's like, food!
Actually, I believe he'd still be talking about his I forget what he actually...
I think he was talking about, I think that was the conversation where he's like, you should eat food fast!
Oh, yeah, that is him. That's this one.
Really?
I forgot that we're not at the sweatwear still. Let me in!
Faces through the door.
Yep.
There's one note. When suing the right is sometimes a misjudge my own strength. I broke so many weapons this way. Is there anything I can do to remedy this? I don't know. Dimitri, it doesn't matter. I'm sorry, best boy! I'm sorry, best boy! It's utilitarian!
Dragon!
Just trying to be optimal!
Dragon!
In the dragon! Flying to the sky!
Dragon! The Black Dragon!
Black Dragon, Cinder, terror of the skies, a Dark Master's puppet. He's purple.
Never underestimate a noble. I am quite pleased.
He's quite
I'm
pleased.
beginning to understand.
He's beginning to understand. I.
Learn to punch! Learn to punch!
I have understanding. You are giving me praise? I will get more soon. I have understanding.
By the way, when you get Petra to level 10, probably make her a Brigand's too. That'll help her out a lot.
Which one?
Probably Bernie.
Oh,
Because you got and do the horses. She still needs to do that. Star number 2.
Reminds me of when me and Joe were doing this on our downtime and he would do that arm motion over and over. It felt like hell.
We're back to horsey time.
Yeah. Also, it's an easy way for them to get socials with each other.
I'd kid on both Reason and Faith. He gets a lot out of both.
We will do a beautiful job, I am sure.
Okay.
I'm a horse!
Give it a try.
I'm a horse! I have a mustache! I'm a goatee!
Amazing, no?
Indeed. He's an amazing goatee. Now she can stab
I won't
better!
forget all I've learned.
It's clear to me now. I will master this.
Never have
Dexterity.
done this back in my room.
Lance
One step before the next step.
Helm Splitter! You know that move that you almost never use in Twilight Princess?
So guys, I hope you liked what we did that time. More exploring. Socials. What?
It does kind of bother me a little bit that exploring is almost always the optimal thing to do, but it's also the most time-consuming thing to do. And it's always awkward doing it more than once per month because it's just like you do plants and then you do the plants and then you just hang out with the people and then you go to bed and you just don't talk to anybody. But for some reason we have to run everywhere. Anyway. Persona games do better downtime than Three Houses.
Huh?
Persona games do better downtime than Three Houses.
Oh no, it does. Like the Personas, the whole thing is downtime.
Yeah. There's just a lot more options for what to do. Three Houses are just not. Bernie and Ferdy?
They're already getting enough things. Actually, I should probably do this one. Get them socials together and
This
with
is my
me.
favorite. I am rather happy you went out of your way to pick it, Professor.
I think I like this, but it's been a while, so I'm not sure.
Also, a warning to anyone watching: if you have a support thing like I do with Edelgard, where it's like it'll take some time, any support you get during that time will not actually count. So be careful of that. Don't just be doing supports with them forever and ever. Don't give them a billion gifts because they won't remember them.
Where did I even get all these teddy bears? Where did I even get all these flowers in my room?
After a scrumptious meal like that, I feel that I can really seize the day.
Ooh, this is my favorite. You've got great taste.
Is there anybody else that doesn't have full? Yeah, I would get there. I focus probably the most on making sure everybody gets
so much of this
motivation.
Stuff. My stomach's growling
and
just
then I
thinking
kinda
about
have
it.
supports as a secondary
I would be
thing.
liking that
Yeah.
greatly.
Press a level up.
Yeah, have more activity points. Oops.
I'll work for next time.
Yep. Yep, for more cooking with Byleth. I don't know if I'll bother with the lost item stuff.
I usually only bother with like a few of them. It depends on if I'm playing slow or if I'm playing fast. If I'm just like, I want to get to combat stuff and play fast, then I usually don't bother with it too much. If I'm like, want to interact with a lot of stuff, then I'll probably do it more. Whenever I think about buying and selling, I'm very multifaceted. I also are based on long-term.
Boring is a waste of time, and time is money.
Indeed. It's my turn to clean. I'm feeling under the weather. Need to get someone else to do my cleaning.
Except do it.
Perfect.
Good. Freak. Yeah, we can't do these yet.
And you don't talk to the statue, you talk to me.
You're not even there.
I am in spirit. See you again soon. I've never seen you before. See you again soon. Oh dear.
You know, this doesn't look that safe.
That's not safe.
OSHA would get
OSHA
on this place in a
violation!
heartbeat.
OSHA violation!
Too bad that OSHA's so understaffed that I can't do any of that crap.
I mean, ignore the war crimes of the fact that we're sending almost everybody we're sending into battle is under the age of 18.
Yeah.
Just forget about that part.
Just don't look at it. It'll go away. Hey, look, more supports.
Got one with Petra.
We'll get this one first. Already a B rank.
Yep.
Bernadetta, if you have a moment, I would like to discuss what happened before.
My nemesis! The hour of fate arrives.
I am
No,
not
it's
here
not
to hurt.
Nemesis from
You need
Resident
not even
Evil
open the
3.
door. Just listen to me.
I don't have to open the door. Is this a truce? Okay. I like truces.
Thank you. I would like to apologize for sticking my nose into your business the way I did. I thought you might be unhappy.
Yeah, it's weird to see Bernie's door closed and
But I've
see
had time
Bernie.
to reflect on what you said, and I realized I was mistaken.
Oh, thank
Thanks for caring, but I'm fine, actually.
I see that. I suppose that is what I'm trying to say. I should not have pushed you to do something that you did not wish to do. And for me to frighten you like that? That was unbecoming conduct for a noble.
Maybe a little bit.
Frankly, I am embarrassed by my behavior. I disgraced myself. As for my injury, you need not feel guilty or afraid. The sprain was a result of my own thoughtlessness, not anything you did. I have always strived to be a good person, but I suppose all that striving was for nothing. I have failed in my duty as a noble.
Ferdinand?
Yes, Bernadetta?
I don't really know much about this sort of thing, but you shouldn't say things like that about yourself. It wasn't all your fault, you know. I'm to blame too. I hurt you, and I'm sorry.
Really, it is fine. It healed quickly.
And it wasn't for nothing either.
I am not so sure.
I do like my time alone. Actually, it's more of a need. But you're right. I also need to venture out every once in a while. Maybe if I work as hard as you do, I can try it a little more.
Yes, keep working at it. You are already much more outgoing than you used to be.
When I mess up, or even when it's just a bad day, it's hard for me to step outside. I'm too scared. But the next day,
You can tell that we like these scenes because we're not saying a damn thing.
So you're still... I mean, just because you...
Yeah, this is the point where I was like, yeah, Bernie Ferdinand.
I don't know how to put it, but that's how it is. So...
Bernadetta.
The end.
Roll credits.
What a graceful
The end.
to the
Bernadetta.
Hey, come on, that was
Ferdetta.
serious.
Ferdetta or Ferdetta?
At least I got you to laugh.
Burn ire.
Burn ire. Burn ire. I am Bernadetta von Ire.
Oh, God.
Well, I mean,
Oh, curse
she
damages number 27.
you know, if she marries him, she is Bernadetta von Ire.
I don't know.
That's how marriage works.
You can take either name. It's not always the male's name.
I think it pretty much is in
Oh, you can.
Well, I guess that they're.
Wait, what? I didn't even see the log. What's going on?
Look at the lock.
I can't. It's not there.
What? I felt ill. I felt ill.
No, that is what you say when your body is feeling unwell.
Oh, I think she's asking. She's asking for grammar help.
Oh. Oops.
Oh man. Oh dear.
Oh.
Oops.
Oh well.
The expression is, I fell for it.
Let me explain.
Thank you, Professor. I finally have understanding. Can I ask you about...
We literally
That
just
was
said
our-
that and not
that was
actually
our-
explain it.
And that was our wine fact for tonight.
Is something on my face?
Cheeks are on your face.
Yes, I know about that.
Support points. I am the master. I had no idea I got support points for that.
Right? Is that really what you are thinking? Or maybe you have curiosity about the mark on my face.
That too.
What mark on your... The mark? What do you mean?
You are already knowing that I am from Bridget.
Wait, you're from Bridget?
This is a mark from Bridget.
It
It is
is?
a prayer to
What's
the forest
Bridget?
spirits. A prayer to be protected.
What's a prayer?
Hunters
Bridget,
ask
you mean that
forest
blade
spirits
from
to save them
Xenoblade
back.
Chronicles 2 that I
There are
barely
many
use
spirits
because
that
Morag sucks?
I have marks on my arms and back. They are prayers for my family's health and triumph.
And I'd rather have robot waifu, Neko waifu,
Oh dear.
turtle husbando. And Rex.
I have more tattoos on my back. Do you want to see them?
I would love to.
Gosh darn it.
If there is ever the chance, you will see them. I have much gratitude for you, Professor. You always listen with patience.
I sure do. Which is why I completely zoned out what you said the first.
You always listen carefully and with great patience.
I sure do, Edelgard.
I sure do, Edelgard
Von Eyre.
Edelgard Von Eyre from Dagda. The Holy Kingdom of Dagda.
Yes, we will keep walking forward.
The Holy Kingdom of Lester the Unlikely.
The Holy Alliance of Dagda.
Does this angle make his butt look really freaking big on one side?
Kinda does.
Good God.
The tail thing is just...
Yes, I know it is, but from this angle it's like, good God, what happened? What happened? I've heard of one arm getting bigger when you masturbate, but how does that happen? I bike with one leg. That's concerning. Ain't that right, Bunny? She'd probably punch us for saying that, for calling her that. Why do I just keep my doors open the whole time?
Because your room gets too hot otherwise.
Well, of course it does. It has sofas in there.
Now I'm just thinking of me and my friend joking about marrying sofas. It's like, yeah, oh, you have a wedding ring, Violet? Who'd you marry?
The girl on my head.
The one he got us that's inside my head. The what? It's a chastity ring.
See you guys next time. Take care.